And let's talk about this Glam Bot creator, um, Cole Walliser. So yesterday we talked about him because it was a whole story that came out about how he does like this Glam Bot camera where basically it films you pretty quick. It films you at a high speed, but when you look back on it, it slows everything down. He's been doing it for years. He works the Grammys, the Oscars, Golden Globes, any big red carpet situation. He's on there with that GlamBot situation. All the celebrities sit them and say, "Hey, how you doing?" We've seen Ariana Grande do it. We've seen Tiana Taylor, so many big stars, Priyanka Chopra and her husband, all the big A-list celebrities. Then Jennifer Lopez comes out while the red carpet's about to close, and people was accusing Jennifer of being shady. She wouldn't speak to him. She had her whole big ass to his back. I mean, like to him while he's talking to her, and she's like, "I'm going to give you the pose. I'm going to give you the pose. Zoolander, I'm going to give you the pose." And then, you know, people saying she was being rude. Well, now that he went up and said, "Oh, I didn't think it was she was giving shade or whatever the case is," it looked like Jennifer might be vindicated because now there are people coming out saying that he's not the nicest person either. So even a drag race queen has come out against him, and we're gonna get into that in a second. So filmmaker, director, and content creator Cole Walliser, who's 44, shot to fame in 2016 when he began capturing high-speed videos of celebrities posing on red carpets, which are then slowed down. He has directed the Glam Bot at the Grammys, the Golden Globes, the Emmy Awards, and the Academy Awards. Walliser is facing social media backlash for his supposed lack of professionalism after a Reddit user uploaded what appears to be a 2019 email exchange between Walliser and a potential client. While the legitimacy of the email is unclear, an email signature includes a link to Wallace's website and his social media handles. Now, in a series of messages from 2019 surfacing now, Yinka Animation reached out to book Wallace's services, apparently for a wedding, but was met with resistance from the filmmaker who suggested that hiring him and the GlamBot will be expensive. Okay, well, if it's expensive, then bitch, what's your price? I didn't ask you that it was expensive. Would you out here assuming that I don't have the coins because of why? Because of my name or how I look or whatever? I'm like, sir, I don't know if you looked in the mirror, but you don't necessarily look Caucasian. So if we out here trying to be racist, which is what it's giving, I don't see pure white coming out of you. You are giving there's some ethnicity. You giving Asian, but then we all know that there's a lot of you Asians that like to be in close proximity to whiteness. We already talked about that with Bo and Yang. And yet you getting that straight today, sir. But because I needed somebody to use as an example. But you definitely give close proximity to whiteness teas. So just so you're aware, the GlamBot is a camera system and personnel used by a network television station for one of the biggest red carpets of the year, an email allegedly from Wallace read. It is not cheap. If you feel like something like this might be within your budget range, then I am happy to discuss further. But why you couldn't just been like, okay, well, if you're interested, here's my budget on this how much I cost. If you can match that or whatever the case is, then yeah, we can discuss business. You make it the way it comes across is very much like you thinking that this lady don't have the money to be able to afford you. So Miss Anna Michon confirmed that the GlamBot will be in her budget range, to which Wallace allegedly responded that he didn't believe her response, that he was in her budget because he had not yet quoted her a fee, and hiring him and his camera crew would cost between 10 grand and 1 million. Well, first of all, how we jump from 10 grand to 1 million? Like, you need to pick a number because who says that camera's worth $1 million? I mean, I understand you get millionaire celebrities to jump on that thing and do their little pose, but how we go from it's 10,000, which is like a low number, to 1 million? So depending on who it is, that you just throw a number out there and say that this is how much I'm gonna charge you in regards to the situation. So in her reply, Miss Anna Michon said that she had assumed the fee would be pricey. She then asked Wallace what the next steps would be to book his service. So where would I begin? She said, though you through you, or is there a website? Because I would think if you have a link to your stuff, like if you go on, say somebody, because mostly now when people do business, it's they have a link tree connected to their Instagram or whatever the case is. And when you click it open, you have your business website, you have your Instagram, you have your threads, Twitter. Like with me, I got a million different damn things attached to my link tree if you want to get in contact with me or whatever the case is, including my business email. And so if you're gonna be doing all of that, like the link tree should link you to the stuff, to the website. It has your budget, how much you charge for if you're doing weddings. I was going to say funerals. Funerals would not be a good thing to use a GlamBOT at. But if you're doing weddings, bar mitzvahs, birthday parties, quinceañeras, whatever, you should have some kind of situation set up. But you up in here being shady, talking about. And then he said, "Okay, it's $300,000, and I'll take a 10% deposit." So how you go from 10,000 to 1 million, but your number is 300K. Because I would have been like, that's a good enough number. 100, I was like, depending on the situation, it's between 100 to 300,000. But you sitting at 10,000 to 1 million. Fuck out of here with that. Like, you doing too much, ma'am. And then said, and I'll take a 10% deposit to secure the gear. And once I have the deposit, I could do a contract. I don't know how I feel about the fact that you want me to send a deposit without a full contract that we signing. Because I'm not giving you no damn money. And we don't have no I's dotted, T's crossed or whatever. Because then if I send you the money and your ass run, I'm gonna track you down and I'm gonna whoop your ass. Because we're gonna have to figure out something. What you're not gonna do is expect me to just sit up there and send you a full deposit of coin and we don't have a whole contract mapped out yet. Now, noting his email, Miss Anna Michon confirmed that she will reach out by Monday. But the message purporting to be from Wallace wrote back saying, if you want to know how much it costs, you just need to ask. You don't need to pretend you are going to book it. Who the fuck talks like this in a business deal? Now, Daily Mail, which is probably why he didn't understand that Jennifer Lopez was being rude to him, because when you a rude ass bitch, I guess sometimes you don't understand when you receiving that same energy you giving. And maybe Jennifer is vindicated because Jennifer to me gives, if you giving me the same, like very New York, I'm giving you the same energy you give me. And maybe that's what she was getting from him. Because we ain't see everything that went on in that video. Now, the alleged email exchange was met with outrage from fellow Reddit users who brand Wallacer unprofessional and condescending. And that's definitely what it was giving. One person said, I don't know why he would waste time being condescending instead of sending rates or ignoring. Because I know lots of friends of mine who do business, photography, whatever the case is, and they send their rates. They don't be going back and forth with the shade and the attitude. Cole seems to be a grifting rude scammer. I mean, he got the headline to be known as the new Joanne the scammer. Now, they said a third continued, he plucked a number out of thin air, hoping it was out of her price range. Another person said he's so unprofessional and condescending, like, just send the rates from the first email, weirdo. And they said, if he's such a huge deal, why on earth is he answering his own emails? Can he not afford booking staff? That's what I was wondering too. You don't have an assistant? You don't have people that work for you, or you doing everything yourself? Because if you on red carpets with A-list celebrities, I would have go through my assistant. My assistant handles all my emails and all my calls and all my other stuff and booking fees and all this stuff. My manager, like those are people you got to go through. You're not going through me. I'm hiring people to do all of that. If I was working for myself, then I'd be going through all of that stuff. But I'm well, I was gonna say I'm lazy, so I need to have my people have your people call my people. That's how I be feeling in that situation. Hold on, because I just lost my place. And it said, very unprofessional on his part. Yikes, added another while a further posted, what a clown. Her emails couldn't be more direct and clear. Now, in a separate Reddit thread, another user shared a screenshot from an alleged Instagram exchange with Wallacer, also from 2019. Well, 2019 clearly wasn't his year because he had a whole see you next Tuesday in a lot of these email exchanges. Can we book you for a wedding? I almost said a ponytail. Well, it wasn't Ariana Grande because apparently she loves him. We seen that video. A potential client asked. Wallacer allegedly responded, hey, dude, I mean, you can, but there's a reason GlamBOT is only at the Oscars, the Grammys, and the Golden Globes. So this bitch act like she too good for any other situation. And that, oh, yeah, there's a reason why I only do the Oscars, the Grammys, and the Golden Globes. And then he concluded the message with 5 money bag emojis. So people also came because I can't only just give y'all the negative. There were some people who came to his defense, said, "How is this rude?" Well, I guess because you don't know when somebody's being condescending and a dick to you. First of all, that is something that we learn real quick. Tone, energy, all that other stuff, especially if you from the concrete jungle that is New York, which is why people call us rude. I'm like, no, we're not rude. We just direct them to the point. And we ain't got time for the bullshit like how they do out in LA. That's why I had to leave. Because LA, they sit up there with all these promises, and condescendingness and oh yeah, we'll do lunch and we'll do this and we'll do that and then nothing transpires. So yeah, this kind of was like, well, there's a reason why we only do the Oscars, the Grammys, and the Golden Globes. Money. Stop always assuming that people are broke, especially if they hitting you up. The resurfaced interactions came after Wallace, as y'all know, was shut down. Claims that for Lopez was rude to him during the. Okay, we already know all that. Tea. We don't need to go into that. But the one I want to also get to, Morphine Love Dion from RuPaul's Drag Race. I believe what was it, season 15? She came out and threw shade at old boy Cole as well and said the following. She said, "No shade. He paid me and the other girls dust when we did our glam bot at the Emmys, LMAO, I guess because we weren't famous enough for him." And the last time I saw Morphine, who you know is Juicy Love Dion's drag mother, who's currently on RuPaul's Drag Race season 18, I just saw her at the season 18 premiere. So um to me it just seems like he kind of looks down on people that he feels in his mind aren't big enough stars. You like the Ariana Grandes and the Tiana Taylors and the Jennifer Lopez's and all that other stuff, and you're gonna come to Jennifer's defense, alleged. And I said this yesterday, so I'm gonna still stand 10 toes down on it. You came to Jennifer's defense, even though they were saying that she was being shady, because you want to still be in the close proximity of those A-listers. So if you come out and actually say, yeah, she was a rude ass to you next Tuesday, then all of a sudden, Jennifer's people get up and they're like, we don't want this bitch up in here on the red carpet. And now a lot of the celebrities are going to turn their back on you and you're not going to be able to get those moments and then you get paid. So, a lot of these homosexuals, because that's what you be given. I don't think there's a straight bone in this boy body. But when you up in there doing these other things, they want to be in the close proximity of the pomp and the circumstance of the A-listers and all those other stuff. So if he's running around here being rude and being nasty and being very much classist when it comes to certain people and making assumptions, because I remember the first lady was like, I'm used to people making assumptions about me because I'm a black woman. And so um the lady for the wedding and all this other stuff. But it's just like, stop being out here making assumptions that you think just because someone looks a certain way or somebody hits you up in an email that has a name that isn't, you know, Lisa Jacobs or John Welch or whatever, that if they come up with some bizarre name that they don't have the coins to pay you for whatever. Because there's many other gadgets. For what is this cat? Oh, y'all be sitting up here talking about this little glam bot thing. These little, I don't know if it's the same. It might be, but a lot of times, if you ever come to Times Square, they have like the little thing that people stand on. That's like a little ring light that swirls around and got a camera on it. I think it's similar to the glam bot. You could get one of those things for probably like $50 to $100 and rent it out at your party and call it a day. You don't need a Cole Wallace or whatever this thing is he got going on. You can get something a quarter of the price that you can get to show up at your event and have it work the way. Because I've been to enough events where I've seen it on the streets of New York City in Times Square where they have a lot of those things where people stand on it and the little ring light with the camera attached to it swirls around and it takes a full photo. I think it's the same thing because I be seeing it. So if you're gonna come out here acting like that his shit don't sting and his stuff is way better, there's people out here who got the same type of device and may not be able to do all the trickery or whatever that his does, but it probably still gets the same job done. So I say all this to say, what do you guys think of this story regarding all that this is coming out? It's like a lot of people coming out. You had two people from like 2019 that's accusing Cole of being a rude ass bitch. And even a drag race girl's come out and was like, he paid them dust. Sidebar, I did find it funny because a friend of mine was like, I thought it was for free. They actually paid them. I was like, no, the term paid them dust basically means that he ignored them, that he didn't treat them nice when they came into the whole GlamBOT thing, probably because, you know, they're not, as I said, this big A-list star. When you're getting these drag race girls, it's similar to like whenever you see the VMAs back in the day, when there was a new season of the Real World or whatever, the cast of that season got to go to the VMAs, that sort of thing, like Jersey Shore and all other stuff. Same thing with the Emmys. Every year that that RuPaul's Drag Race gets an Emmy nomination, the cast gets to go to the Emmys and go on the red carpet and take the photos and all that other stuff. So you have the Drag Race girls from that season that got to be there because they were up for a Emmy nomination. I wonder if they won, or was that the season of the Traitors? I can't remember. I think they did win that season. Season 16, I believe, was the Traitors one. But yeah. So when they're going in, they're just like, this is my once in a lifetime opportunity. I'm getting to go to the Emmys. I'm getting to be around all these A-list celebrities, and here this queen go being shady on the red carpet. When you on the red carpet, we all got a job to do. Trust and believe, I've done enough of them, so I understand what is required when you on the other side of that carpet and you dealing with the celebrities as they coming down it to be interviewed or get their pictures taken or whatever the case is. So he should know better. So let me know what you guys think at the end of the day with regard to the story in the comments down below.